It's France's turn this year to host the G7 summit of the world's most advanced economies as they prepare to discuss global issues ranging from trade tensions to climate change, but the burning question for President Emmanuel Macron is how to stop this weekend's meeting in Biarritz from collapsing into the acrimonious, Donald Trump-dominated disaster we saw in Quebec, Canada last year. Then, the truculent U.S. leader disowned the final summit communiqué in a fit of pique and personally lambasted the host, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. For Biarritz, Mr. Macron appears to have a plan. He will skip the traditional summit communiqué. This means he will not be obliged to secure any joint position for the leaders, an exercise that often forces diplomats to seek the lowest common denominator. It also means the leaders can speak freely during their discussions. Mr. Macron will summarize the results in a press statement after the summit, which will serve as his personal conclusions from the meeting. Mr. Macron is himself a former summit Sherpa, who has wrestled late into the night on the wording of formal communiques, but he says they are often a waste of time. There will be no final communique, the coalition's commitments and follow-ups, he said in a 2.5-hour press briefing on Wednesday. We must assume that, on one subject or another, a member of the club might not sign up. Trade dilemmas. Donald Trump revealed he has discussed buying Greenland in meetings with his advisors. Photo, Getty. This year's summit takes place at a turbulent time for globalization, in no small part due to Mr. Trump. He is embroiled in a trade war with China and threatening new ones with Europe. He walked out on the Paris Climate Agreement, and he abandoned the 2015 Iran nuclear deal, stoking conflict with Tehran. That is not to mention other issues like his bizarre battle with Denmark over his attempt to buy Greenland. Read more. Why is everyone talking about this photo of Angela Merkel and Donald Trump? Brexit is also undermining Western unity, and the rising prospects of Britain leaving the EU in October without a deal could inflict huge economic damage. Biarritz will mark Boris Johnson's G7 debut as Prime Minister, and he will be scrutinized over whether he sides with his EU partners or with Mr. Trump, who is promising a gargantuan trade deal with post-Brexit Britain. Mr. Macron has described the summit as a key stage in his effort to save an endangered liberal world order. France, he said, has a particular responsibility in reshaping globalization. Otherwise, he said, Europe is at risk of fading and losing its sovereignty. The G7 gathers the US, France, Britain, Japan, Germany, Italy and Canada, as well as the European Union. Mr. Macron has also invited the leaders of Australia, Burkina Faso, Chile, Egypt, India, Senegal, Rwanda and South Africa to join a debate on inequality. The time when a club of rich countries could alone define the world's balances is long gone, he said. Let's block ads. Why?